Hello, my name is Dr. Dinesh Thakur, and recently I have been called by many patients of mine who are really concerned about the vaccination of COVID 19. There are many questions pertaining to the vaccine which people have in their minds, and I'll try to answer a few of them. So, the first one is that the patient said that I don't remember which vaccine I received in the first dose. None of the vaccines for COVID are interchangeable. The safety and efficacy of mixed product series is not documented. So it will be best if you remember your first dose, the vaccine which you received, and the same vaccine is to be used for second dose. Only in exceptions situations where the first vaccine which was given in the first dose is not available. So unavailability is the only exceptional situation. So the other question which people ask us is what is the minimum interval between other vaccine and COVID vaccine. So it is 14 days. For example, if you've taken any vaccine, try to give a interval of 14 days between the first vaccine and the COVID vaccine. Or if you have taken COVID vaccine, then likewise give 14 days for the other vaccine, except where the benefit outweigh the potential unknown risks of uh, vaccine co-administration. For example, tetanus toxoid, measles, hepatitis A. This can be given. There need not be any gap between these vaccines and COVID vaccine. Which people ask is that is booster required in COVID? Uh, well, apart from the two doses of the two-dose regime vaccines, no further booster is required as of now. Studies are coming in, and we might have some new data soon, so it will be clear after that only. So the next thing is what are the medical conditions in which vaccine is allowed? So you must have heard of those comorbidities. So yes, these are immunocompromised patients or uh, people with autoimmune disease, history of Guillain-Barré syndrome, history of Bell's palsy, history of dermal fillers, etc. The biggest question which people ask us is that what about pregnant patients? It has been said time and again that pregnant patients are at higher risk of getting COVID related complications, and it was actually proven around 22 times more fatality rate has been observed in pregnant patients, but still there's no guideline for their vaccination. So a few vaccines outside India are allowed for vaccination, like Pfizer and Moderna, but none so far in India. But there are a few things which are to be considered, like what is the level of COVID-19 community transmission in the area. Then the patient personal risk of contracting COVID-19. For example, a healthcare worker, if she is expecting, she is at a higher risk of contracting COVID-19, so they can be vaccinated. Then we have to see the risk of COVID-19 to the patient and the potential risk to the unborn child. Then we have to see the efficacy of vaccine, then the side effects of vaccine, and then a few patients ask us that we are planning to have a child, so will the vaccine harm us, or should we go in for vaccination? So yes, they should go in for vaccination because there's no data to prove that the vaccine can cause infertility or have issues in development of the placenta if you are planning to have a child. So yes, you should go in for vaccination because right now the most important thing is your own safety. There is no study or there is no proof to prove that it will cause infertility. Rather, no vaccine has ever been proven to cause infertility. So the next question which people do ask us is that what about our prior or current infection? When should we get vaccinated? So if you are currently infected with COVID-19, so you're not supposed to get any vaccine, because if you have a prior infection, then the recent guidelines says that you should wait for 90 days because the antibodies which are already formed in your body will safeguard you against infection. So 90 days is the gap between your uh, getting negative and the first dose of the vaccine which you are going to take. Uh, Patients who have had passive antibody treatment like convalescent plasma or immunoglobulin should again wait for 90 days as per the guidelines. So many people do ask us that what is the site for vaccination. So it is intramuscular vaccine which is to be given in the deltoid region. Now again the question which people do ask is that are we supposed to get that vaccine in the left hand or can be taken in the right hand as well? So usually it is in the left hand, just for the mere reason that usually most people are side dominant. They use their right hand more than they use the left hand. So in this case, just in case if there is a local site pain or infection, it can be on the left side if you have taken the vaccine on the left side, and still you can go on with your daily work. Usually it's on the left side. Very few circumstances are there where the vaccine might not be able, we are not able to give the vaccine on the deltoid, like a few females who have had bilateral mastectomy or breast removed due to some malignancy of the breast. So just because of the fear of lymphedema, you can take that vaccine in the vastus lateralis, in the anterior lateral part of the thigh. So it should be intramuscular, either in deltoid or in the anterior lateral part of the thigh. Most commonly it's in the left side deltoid region. Okay, then the commonest and the most worrying question is that what are the side effects of the vaccine? So yeah, the commonest side effects are like either local or systemic. Local means where the injection has been given, and systemic means in the whole body. The local are usually pain, swelling, or redness of the location where the injection was given. And systemic can usually be tiredness, fatigue, fever, malaise, nausea, chills, overall generalized myalgias, even headache. So these are all mild form of flu-like symptoms. Then even a few people do experience serious side effects, like it only occurs in 1 or 2 patients per 10,000 vaccinated people, so that is negligible. But yes, they do occur. So you should not be usually worried about all these side effects. You should always be informed so that you can act promptly if they do happen. Okay. Other question which people ask is, can a person who has received COVID-19 vaccine spread COVID-19? So now it has been adequately proven that people who have been vaccinated are at low risk of getting asymptomatic infection, are at low risk of transferring the infection to other people who are around them. The next question which people do ask is, when are people who are taking COVID-19 vaccine fully vaccinated? So when are they safe? So it is usually after 2 weeks of taking the second dose of the 2-dose regime, or after 2 weeks of taking the single dose vaccine. Like till the time it's that gap of 2 weeks is not over, they are supposed to put on a mask, cover their mouth and nose whenever they are in crowded places. Especially amongst non-vaccinated people, keep a 6 feet distance amongst each other, that is social distancing. Avoid close non-ventilated places, and wash their hands often. So is there particular preparation for getting the vaccine? Usually it is not recommended to avoid, discontinue or delay any medicine that you're taking for any comorbidity that you already have. You can take the medicine as and when it is recommended, like for your diabetes, mellitus, hypertension, you can take any medicine which you're already taking. No pre-medication is advised for vaccination. Like some people do ask us that should I take an ibugesic or a paracetamol before going for vaccination so that I have less pain? That is not recommended. Neither it is required. The jab is basically painless. So a few friends of mine who are frequent flyers, or like who were in India on some business or personal trips and got vaccinated, they asked me whether they will test positive after getting a vaccine. So if you're asking about the RT-PCR test, no, you will not test positive. But if you ask for the antibodies test, yes, you will test positive. but usually it is the RT-PCR test which is required by the airline. So yes, you are in the safe zone. You will test negative and you can continue with your journey. So I have tried to answer the most commonly asked questions about the vaccination for COVID-19. Uh, you can put your comments down below, and if you have any queries, I have posted the WhatsApp number in the video. You can always put up your queries, and I'll try my best to answer them. Stay safe. Thank you.